I'm a fairly shy person with not a ton of friends. So how did I end up going on a trip with people I barely know? I decided to push myself out of my comfort zone and go on a thrifting trip with two friends that I met at the Goodwill bins. I met Ruby and Irene at the Goodwill bins while I'm thrifting for my small business. Each time I would see them, we would sort of say, hey, wouldn't it be really fun if we could go on a thrifting trip together to Los Angeles?
Anything else that you're like excited to look for?
Let's see. Well, I'm excited to hang out with you guys.
Oh, that's a given though.
Yeah. We had heard that LA had like the best thrifting, that LA had one of the best Goodwill bins in America. And even though we had heard that it was supposed to be super aggressive and maybe a bit cutthroat, I was intrigued. I really wanted to see what was there, just kind of get in the mix and hopefully find some really great items for my business.
Marcus? How are you? Good, how are you? Oh my gosh, it's so good to meet you in person.
How was the drive?
Irene drove. She just was like zip, 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 zip. So it was good. It was good. Yeah. I'm gonna just put this. Oh, you saved it already. Okay, yeah. Cool.
And this one.
Oh, thank you.
So there's two.
Okay. We'll just keep it covered. Thank you, Marcus.
Yeah, no problem.
Besides making the plans to go on this trip, I also reached out to a friend of mine, Marcus, and he is someone that I met in my mentor group, and I belong to a mentor group called Reseller Greatness. And I see Marcus in some Zoom calls that happen in the morning. He has a lot of different places that he likes to go thrifting. So I reached out to him and said, hey, planning on going to LA, is it possible that we can kind of get together, maybe do some thrifting together? And so he said, yeah. And so we kind of worked out a schedule. I had never met Marcus in person, just talked to him over, the computer, and never, been to these places to go thrifting. So it was all kind of new territory, pushing me out of what I'm used to. Being pushed out to do things that are not something that you're used to can be really, really a good growth experience.
Yay! Just your size, Ruby.
It goes all the way up to my boobs. It's okay.
It's like a onesie.
Would you take this or pass?
I would take that one. That one's different,
It's
unique,
different, and it's
very
light.
unique.
Okay, thank you.
When we first got into LA, we stopped at a Subway and we grabbed a sandwich for breakfast. That was all we ate for, most of the day. And then after the bins, we said goodbye to Marcus, and, we were planning on seeing him again on Sunday because we were going to go to the flea market on Sunday. At this point, we were pretty tired and hungry. We went and checked into the hotel and we rested for a little while. Then we decided to go out and eat, and we decided to go to a Korean place for dinner, and it was really, really good. So we had a really nice dinner and got back to the hotel, and I was wiped out. I just said, good night, y'all. I'm going to sleep. We ended up going to a vintage rag house, and it was amazing. That was probably It was all great the whole weekend, but I was probably most impressed with this place that we went to. Lots of vintage, tons of vintage. It was a huge warehouse, and there was tons of people there. They basically just had piles and piles of clothes that they threw on the floor. They were roughly categorized, so one pile might be animal t-shirts, for example. Another pile might be black t-shirts, you know, a mixture of band tees, maybe some rap tees, things like that. Another pile might be jackets. Another pile is dresses. It was pretty amazing. And I forgot to mention, you know, in the LA bins, the price per pound, I think, was something like $3.13, something like that. So over $3 a pound. And just for example, my bins charges $2 a pound. So, you know, significantly more expensive. And then the rag house was $6 a pound. So again, this was more expensive, and there was also an entrance fee to get in there. But the great thing about this place was that there was so much vintage there, and everything was kind of already sorted.
Oh my God, that's gorgeous. No, 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 we want to see your beautiful face. Is it a gunny sack?
I don't know what brand it is. It
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
even have a label.
It totally doesn't
But I'm
matter.
gonna do a Google search to see if anybody has a similar one.
That's gorgeous. I love it. Awesome find. Yay! Snaps to you, girl.
Okay, so we were there from 7 in the morning until 1 p.m. and it was a frenzy of a morning, really great thrifting. We did so much digging, found what I thought was really some, you know, pretty good stuff.
What did you find so far?
You know, it kind of, I don't know, I'm focusing on t-shirts. I got a few pretty nice dresses, and I got a Carhartt jacket, but it's a size 50, so I need to look it up, you know, see if it's something that will sell. So yeah. And then I found a workwear vest as well.
Nice.
So yes,
And you're just looking for t-shirts now?
kind of, yeah.
Are you gonna list it online or?
No, I thought if I do the vintage fair with you guys,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Just have like a whole bunch of t-shirts.
We had some time since it was still pretty early, so I said, can we please go to the beach? And you know, that's something that I always look forward to whenever I go to LA. It's free, it's plentiful, and you know, it's definitely a destination if you go to LA. So we ended up going to the beach, and we just chilled there for a while. Since we went straight from the rag house, we didn't have any time to change. Like I didn't wear my swimsuit to the rag house or anything like that. So it was just, you know, kind of a spur of the moment thing, and it was really lovely. Last time I talked a little bit about the blue zones, and one of the areas of the blue zone is Okinawa, Japan, and how they have a method of eating where they eat until they're 80% full, and you know, that really actually helps with their health and longevity. So a couple of other secrets of Okinawan longevity is community and low stress. And I think the idea of community is, really taking advantage of friendships with, friends and family, could be, coworkers, and that idea of community, it really kind of feeds our soul. The way we can find friends is with maybe interests that we have. We'll find people that are interested in the same things we are. And that's how friendships can, a lot of friendships can develop. So I have found myself trying to make more friends when I go out thrifting. We have this commonality of loving to thrift. I've also made friends through my taiko group, and we share the love of drumming. So after the beach, we went to dinner, and this time we ended up eating at a Japanese restaurant, and we had ramen, and it was really delicious. For whatever reason, that ramen really hit the spot. We ended up getting back to the hotel, and I took showers, whatnot, got ready, and I think we all crashed pretty early. So, especially because we're waking up so early and we're exerting a lot of energy, not only physically, but I think mentally, just, there's almost like this, there's like a dopamine rush, when you're digging and you're looking for things, where you're looking for hidden treasure, basically. There is this kind of rush. And so, after all of that, we had another really great night's rest. So finally, it was our last day in Los Angeles. We planned to go to Flea Market, and we met Marcus once again. We wanted to get there early in the morning because this is outdoors and it's Los Angeles. It's pretty warm. So the earlier that we went, the cooler it would be.
Now this is LA.
This trip was a really great trip for me. It was a great business trip / birthday gift to myself. And I'm so glad that I got out of my comfort zone and I went ahead and said, I'm gonna do this trip. So much so that Ruby, Irene, and I are also talking about doing another trip to LA and, going and picking up more inventory for our businesses as well. So, this will be great. Hopefully we can get together with Marcus again and, do it all over again.
Ah, good daughter. Good daughter. Yay. Coconut pineapple cake.
I also want to take a moment to thank everyone who has left me so many awesome comments. I feel so happy to be a part of this really amazing community and who all have these amazing start over stories. And also, who shared some really good times, but also some really hard times as well. And it just really shows that we are so resilient, and the more that we can come together and share what our stories are, it can only strengthen us and help us. And so, I wanted to thank everybody for helping me through this journey. I'm so happy to be sharing it with all of you. And, and I'm so happy that you shared your stories with me. Would love to keep hearing how you're doing as well. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Thank you for all of your awesome words of support. And I feel as though I couldn't go through this without you. Thanks so much.